Too far away to trigger a spin move. There we go. And honestly, if you're having trouble with Crucible Knights, this one's a good practice because he doesn't have that much health. I'm surprised that... Oh, so close. Welcome back to another episode of my Elden Ring Let's Play. Last episode, we beat Godrick and got his Great Rune. In this episode, I'm going to start off by grabbing an item that you get for beating two of the Shard Bearers, which is very useful.
To become the thing as
And now I can equip another talisman. Yay! Question is, which one do I equip? You know, I'm just gonna equip this for now. I'm sure I'll find a better one later. But now, I think what I'm going to do is advance a couple quest lines. And figure it out from there. Because there is technically two more Great Runes we can get before entering the... Well, there's three more Great Runes, but I don't know if I can get the last one in my current state. Because frankly... I don't know, I picked this one, there's a better location. But yeah, so the three remaining Great Runes are Rennala of the Full Moon, Rykard, and Moog. And I can definitely get Rykard and Rennala, because Rykard's a gimmick boss fight, and while that doesn't mean he's easy, it does mean he's simple. And Rennala I am definitely over leveled to deal with because you're supposed to deal with her after Godrick. And, you know, Godrick was a cake rock. Just equipping the beast repellent torch as a precaution.
Will you give it? I will reward. Millicent tended to a wretched fate.
Okay, now we go over here, talk to Millicent. She pokes a needle in her arm and she feels better. That's actually what happens.
Well, my flesh, it is a curse. You are to quell, but never mind. I would rather simply. Would you mind? Well,
and now we reload the area by teleporting somewhere else and coming back. And she'll be fine. And that quest will be ready to progress.
My apologies. For when last... Everything is as you... Even the nightmares have a bit... Not that I could ever... I would like... I'm considering with the needle... My destiny. It's all thanks to you. My name is Millicent. I'm considering with the needle... My destiny.
Alright, and then I think we go back and talk to Gallery again. And then she'll move to the next location. Sorry, I've only done this particular side quest once before, so I'm not super versed in how to... So this is going to be essentially a filler episode, if you want to call it that. Because I'm not going to be doing a whole lot. other than riding around and setting things up. I think, depending on how long that takes, we'll be doing Renala next episode. And then I'm holding off on Rykard for a very particular reason.
Something about... So I decided to pay what I've only found. Perhaps before my... Well, I must focus. I must stay. Well, I must focus. I must...
Reload again. So after doing all of this setup, basically what we're going to do is we're going to, for this quest line, is we have to beat 2 bosses to advance it. One gives you a really cool weapon, which I think I can technically use with this character since I'm doing an arcane build, but it'll require me to shuffle my stats around a bit. But I definitely want to pick it up just because it's cool. And he's back.
Thank you for giving the need. And Esther, you've been as thanks at the lost. Oh, indeed. It seems the memory is eaten away by the... However, she has no. As I've A is to be forgotten.
Okay. And now we can continue on. So we're gonna go back to the round table hold real quick, because there's a new NPC there that I haven't properly introduced, and I can unequip the torch now.
I apologize for... Son. Well done. Something to mark the... Actually, no need to be polite. Lately, of full, and I have... So I just wanted, since you're... D isn't all. We found us, but our paths of sin, though that's hard. D was telling that he discovered the centipede. As long as who, and we may be able... If only I could... And if they were...
Okay, and then I believe if we come over here and talk to Fia...
Would you like me now?
We'll get a little map icon, which will let us do a little dungeon that'll give me a really helpful item.
You asked. I'd like you did so very. Then good day to you.
Never mind, maybe I... Whatever, it's not important. I don't think you need to advance a quest line to get this particular item anyway. Just so I get full health. I'm just gonna talk to Roger one more time, and then... Oh. Well, that's unfortunate. I guess that's how the cookie crumbles. Anyway, not to let that detract, I am going to go ahead and show you something neat that you can do in this game. So, in previous Souls games, the way you could only typically, when you beat a boss, you can refund their boss drop for one of their weapons or spells, depending on each boss. And you can do the same in this game too. However, you only get one of those boss drops per new game cycle. So you're typically locked out of one variation of each item. However, in Elden Ring, they added a new method with which you can, I guess duplicate is the best phrase, the boss drops, which lets you get all of their equipment in one new game cycle. And that's why I'm here harassing this giant rock monster. Basically, you have to knock all of these skulls off his feet. Well, not all of them, but a decent portion of them. And then he'll kneel down and you can enter into the building that he's carrying on his back. And there are a limited number of these creatures in the game, so you don't get like infinite remembrances that you can refund for weapons and souls and stuff, but there are enough of them that you should be able to get everything you need for a particular boss. So like if you wanted to get all of the drops from Godrick's remembrance, oh, here we go. So if you wanted to get all of the drops from Godrick Remembrance, you just have to beat Godrick, and then you can do this to one of the mausoleums. And then when you enter inside... That's the wrong button. And then when you enter inside, you'll have the option of duplicating his remembrance. You go up here, and I can duplicate any of these. So I could get Radahn's again, or I could get Godrick's again, or I could get the Regal Ancestor. And obviously I'd have more options available if I have beaten more bosses, but there's only one boss that I need the materials for, and there are plenty of these mausoleums around. So I'm just going to duplicate Radahn's, and I'm going to do a repeat of last time. Because there's really only 2 of these remembrances that I care about for this character. So the rest are basically just rune fodder. But anyway, it's not important, other than, you know, just making your character stronger. And I've already upgraded everything to the highest I can upgrade it, so there's no point in investing in anything other than my character stats at this point. And I think I just remembered something else to do before. Oh, I hate it when this happens. I hate it when this happens. Because I just remembered something I wanted to do, and then as soon... Oh, that's what it is. Okay. So, before we go tackle that particular dungeon, there is a boss I want to beat, because it'll give me another spell slot. And that way I'll have the ability to equip the maximum number of spells on this character. The question is, which... Let's do this. So this boss is obnoxious because in addition to taking up a large area, she also has a bunch of mages that surround her, along with other enemies, like this little bastard. So the best strategy, aside from, you know, just killing her in one shot, is to let your summon distract the main boss while you go around and deal with all of the adds. Because thankfully they don't respawn once they're dead. And looks like Scarlet Rot got afflicted. I was a bit slow there. Whatever. Scarlet Rot's afflicted, so I win eventually. And there we go. Enemy felled. And There's the memory stone. And like that, I have the final piece I need to equip the last spell possible. 10 out of 10. Would recommend. Alright, I think I'm gonna start leveling up Faith. Because... You know what? Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get 27 Faith so I can equip that spell. Because that'll be really funny to use against Renala. Ah, 1,000 short. Alright, there you go. So I'll see if I can make getting that last point in Faith entertaining, but for now... Oh, I didn't actually equip a spell. Alright, let's do that first. Let's do that one. Why not? Okay. So, we got that mini-boss taken care of, so let's go tackle those catacombs I mentioned earlier. Yeah, so I'll deal with these catacombs, and then by next episode, I'll have 27 Faith, so I can use that spell, and we'll go and tackle Renala. On the road again. You know, I'm just gonna mark it on my map so I don't get lost. We're going here. And I don't particularly like going down this path because there's a lot of unfun enemy. Well, not unfun, but there are a lot of bears, and I don't like dealing with bears, especially that giant one. So we're just gonna ride past him and hope he doesn't see us. These jellyfish aren't that bad though, so. And then we have our good friend here blocking the entrance. I mistimed that roll. There we go. So this dungeon is unique because it actually has 2 bosses. And we're only technically here for one, but I want to beat the other because it drops an item that is not necessarily required, but very useful. Go ahead and equip my needle, because now I have more weapon options, but I insist on using this one, so. And then the skeleton will revive, so I gotta poke him before he gets back up. Now this dungeon's cool because in addition to the self-reviving skeletons, there are also necromancer enemies that'll perpetually revive particular skeletons. So we have to Try not to anger them. So you see he has that glow around him, right? So that means he is tied to a necromancer enemy, so he's going to keep reviving unless we kill that guy. And thankfully, he's right there. And dead. And this applies to pretty much most of the skeletons in this dungeon. Avoid the saw blades. Now you might be wondering why I'm not going over to kill them immediately, and it's because I want to do this. There we go. And there should be one more necromancer for us to kill. Right over there. Scoot past. And there we go. And then the secret boss is over here. Wow, I didn't think I'd get a stance break from just a couple of attacks. So anyway, yeah, we get a secret dungeon here, and we even get to summon a phantom. So this will drop a talisman that will be very useful if you're using the barricade strategy that I like to employ, because it grants FP regen on critical attacks. So something I haven't been really showing off, but if you land a critical attack, you want to use a dagger for it, because not only does it deal more damage, but it also triggers the effects of the dagger talismans twice, which means you get extra heal and extra FP. So like that, we get the cerulean print dagger, and when we have it equipped, we'll be able to do something interesting. Alright, so I'm just temporarily switching to the dagger, just to better show off the functionality of the and I think we drop down here to continue the dungeon, because that other way is actually a fake out. Because you need to pull this lever to get access to the boss. And then this one opens the door, and then you gotta climb up. And that, and then because I'm using a dagger, it'll trigger You okay, bud? Alright, maybe it doesn't work on skeletons. Don't mind me, my aim's impeccable. So I'm actually just gonna run straight to the stairs because there's a giant enemy crab. And I don't feel like dealing with crabs right now. And then we're back in this room, and so we just have to go back up the stairs and we can fight the boss. There might be something else in this dungeon, but I can't remember it, so it's probably not important. So we're just going to go ahead and run back up the stairs and fight the boss. I don't think there's anything worthwhile in that room, so If there is, I'll come back to it. Otherwise, we'll just beat the boss and move on. I'm going to use the Mimic Tear. And like that, it's over. So we get that, but the main reason we're coming here is to get this. Now that I've done that, we're gonna... You know what? Yeah, let's finish off the episode with doing something that might get me killed. We're gonna go pay a visit to our friend Godrick. But first, I'm going to equip a better weapon. Because I believe when you get half of the death roots, he goes ballistic. Yep. And as you can see, he's very obnoxious to deal with. So basically, you have to get him down to about half health, and then he'll go back to normal. And I want to do that earlier rather than later, because... Oh wait, actually, I think I might try something. So, his aggro range is pretty decent. So I believe if I can kite him out the door... I remember seeing someone was able to kite him out the door and get him to fight this guy. Well, not fight him, but damage him. Oh, never mind. Maybe you just have to survive. Well, that's an encounter dealt with. I died to it, but... Alright, so now we hopefully don't have to deal with that ever again. Oh, that one's a cool incantation. So I'm just going to show it off. It's my favorite, and it's one of my favorite offensive spells, just because of its aesthetic. So, let's unequip this. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Anyway, that'll be it for this episode. It's kind of short, kind of but next time we'll fight Renala, and I'll have 27 faith, so it'll be funny. Thanks for watching. Bye.